Hi, everyone. I hope you guys are doing well. I wanted to take a minute to talk about what I have heard, what I have read about the update to the AP test and what it means for you guys and what your options are at this point. So I will send out this link to this webpage to you so you can read about it as well. But I just wanted to highlight some of the things I was reading about and some of the things I've been getting emails about from people in regards to what the AP test will look like for you and like I said, what your options are. So as we go through this, I'll try to kind of highlight and cursor things. So here's my focused mouse. So first things first is that the AP test administrators, the College Board, they're very aware that things are just kind of unusual and different right now. And so they are making accommodations for the fact that you will not be at school taking your AP tests. They have created a way for you to take your AP test at home, and that goes for all of your AP tests. I don't know exactly the details of what it looks like. I think that they're still trying to figure that out. But one of the things I was interested in finding out is that they said it's not unusual to them to have people taking them at home, that they are familiar with that. They've been doing this for a long, long time. So there have been other times when they have needed to have students take them at home, and so it didn't phase them that they were going to have to come out and roll this out. So kind of interesting, kind of cool, just to know that this is not their first rodeo and they are prepared for what it means to have you take this test from a distance. So a couple things I wanted to highlight. Number one, they said that they are providing live on-demand AP courses for free. Live on-demand AP courses for free. At the bottom of this page, I will show you the first couple ones that they rolled out for AP Calculus. And then if you want to look for your other classes as well, you guys can see. Those courses, I believe, will be recorded, and that way you guys can watch them later on if you are not able to join with them at that time. But I think they're going to kind of offer that as a way to continue to teach what still would need to be taught, and then kind of review from the beginning of the school year. So that was that. They're developing that new at-home testing option, which I talked about. It says that, what else did I want to point out? This is a point that I thought was interesting. It says some students may want to take the exam sooner rather than later. So they're actually going to give two testing dates, which they haven't come out with yet. They're going to wait until April 3rd to come up with what the testing dates are. So look for an email from me or look for an email from them about what the possible testing dates are, and then you can choose which one you want to do. So if you're like, you know what, I don't want to wait too long into the closure for me to be ready to take this AP test, I just want to get it over with right now while I feel like I still know what I'm doing, then you could do that. If you want my recommendation, I would really push yourself over the next month or two to study at home and to use this time as a resource to become better at the material. I will continue sending you stuff to review. The AP College Board as well will continue sending you stuff to review. So if it was me, I would suggest taking the later date, but I know that for you, it may be a different situation, and you just want to do it now and it'll be easier for you. So they will give you that option as well. So April 3rd, they're going to give you guys those test dates, and you can choose which one you want to do. So if you want more time to practice, choose the later one. If you want to do it now while it's still fresh, you can choose the earlier one. So yeah, April 3rd, there is that date right there. One thing that I didn't see on this webpage, but I did see over here, hopefully it doesn't take away my video. It does say right here, we will continue to support students with free resources through exam day, and while we encourage students to wait until closer to the test date to decide, it says any student already registered for an exam can choose to cancel it, no charge. So if you feel like at this point it's just too much for you and you are not going to be able to be successful if you're in a stressful environment, they will allow you to cancel your exam at no charge. I personally wouldn't recommend it. You guys have put in a ton of work. You guys have demonstrated over and over again that you guys are incredibly capable of doing this. I think it's kind of a cool opportunity and a historic one in that matter to be able to take part in AP tests that are given remotely. And so it would be my suggestion to stick with it, put in the work that you started and really follow through. So I wanted you to have the information in case you needed to take advantage of that option. But if you wanted my opinion, I would say try your very best to do as best as you can. You're already committed to this, and I would love to see you guys all follow through with that. So that is an option that they have given you, even though it wouldn't be my first choice for you to take that option. All right, let's see what else. taking the exam. So, oh, there it is. It is on this page. Any student registered for an exam can cancel at no charge. I didn't read that the first time. Okay, so for this exam administration only, so this is just for this school year while we are all distance learning, it says we're developing a secure 45-minute online free response exam for each course. So every single test you have is going to be 45 minutes, no matter what exam subject it is. So calculus is normally a 3.5-hour test. They are condensing that into a 45-minute test. Keep in mind that it's only free response. It's not multiple choice at all. So we are going to, obviously, I think they realize that's a little too easy for that to be cheated on. And so they are not going to give any multiple choice, just an online free response question. It says the exam content will focus on what most schools were able to complete by early March. So we went out of order a little bit, which is gonna, I don't want to say it's gonna bite us in the butt, but we were almost done anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. The only thing we didn't get a chance to do when we were together was differential equations, which we did a little bit of this week, and we can review more for that. But that was really the only thing we didn't get to, one of the big things we didn't get to. Other than that, though, so we went out of order. Let me show you actually what they're not including. So they are going to include units 1 through 7 of the AP Calculus curriculum. The only unit they're not including is going to be unit 8, which is applications of integration. So you can see right here, these are some of the things they will not be including on their AP test. So you will not be asked to find the average value of a function. You will not be asked to do, some of you guys are going to be so thankful for this one. You are not going to be asked to do straight line motion with integration. So they could probably still ask you about straight line motion with derivatives, but position, velocity, and acceleration in terms of like finding total distance traveled, finding the displacement, finding the position, those things will not be asked of you on the AP test, which I'm bummed about because I love that section, but I know some of you guys weren't as big of fans of that one. You will not be asked to use accumulation functions and definite integrals in applied contexts. I'm so bummed about this one. This is one we just finished too, so we spent a ton of time on it and you won't be tested on it. But let me pause really quick. Even if you won't be tested on it on this AP test, if you go into higher levels of math in college, you will come back to this and you'll be thankful that we did learn it together because it will be easier for you to pick it up since we did have the opportunity to do it. So even though it might not be beneficial for this coming AP test, it will still be beneficial in your future math courses. So you won't be asked to find the area between curves. You will not be asked to find the volume or anything like that. So I'm bummed. We just spent a bunch of time doing all of that, and that's not even going to be on your test. But it is what it is. So for some of you guys, that's great because you weren't big fans of that section anyway, and you're glad that's gone and you don't have to worry about it anymore. So this unit 7 is the one we didn't really get a chance to do a ton with. This was like the last week of material that we've been doing online. So modeling situations with differential equations, verifying solutions, sketching slope fields, reasoning with slope fields, finding general solutions, finding particular solutions by separating variables, et cetera, et cetera. So those are some of the things that we will continue reviewing for as we go. So you'll be able to take your exam on any device that you have. So some of you guys may not have a computer. You only have a phone or an iPad or a Chromebook or something like that. You'll be able to take it on a computer or a tablet or a smartphone. So it doesn't matter what kind of device you have. It says you'll also have the option to write your responses by hand and then just submit a photo. So that's something they said that they're very comfortable with as well and they would accept. So start to think about that as we get closer to the exam date. Start to think about which testing option you're going to choose and which one feels most comfortable to you. Start thinking about where you're going to take your test, like what room in your house is the best room to concentrate in. Ask your family if they're, I don't know the details. Like, I don't know if it's like you have to do it at 1 p.m. or if they just give you a day and you can do it anytime during the day. I kind of have a feeling it'll be a specific time. So try to start thinking ahead and planning ahead for that so that when the dates do come out, we know where you're going to take it, who's going to be, around so you can have a quiet environment and et cetera, while you're doing that. So just start to think about what that might look like for you. It says, this is my favorite part. Colleges support this solution and they are committed to ensuring that AP students receive the credit that they have worked to earn. For decades, colleges have accepted a shortened AP exam for college credit when groups of students have experienced emergencies. So it has been in the past where it's just specific groups of students that have experienced emergencies. And right now it's literally the entire world that is experiencing an emergency. So colleges are going to accommodate that. And so this is a cool way of them figuring out how to do that for you. If you have internet that you don't feel is reliable, that you're nervous it might go down during the testing date or whatever the case may be, or your device isn't the best, please reach out to me or reach out to somebody at Colony who can help you with that, because we want to make sure you get set up before the exam so that you feel confident that that's not going to hold you back. I'm sure some of you guys are wondering about this. I don't know exactly how this works yet, but the College Board is confident that the exams will be secure. It says they're using a variety of digital security tools, including plagiarism detection software. So again, I am not the one in charge of that. I have no idea how they're going to go about making it secure, but that's what they said it will be. So a note about that before we move on. I'm not saying any of you guys, but some people always feel like they know the workaround, that they're going to figure out the way to trick the College Board into figuring out a good way to cheat. I would be really careful about that. Like I said, they're pretty smart. They've been doing this for a long time. I would do your very best to do your very best on your own and not try to work the system, because I have a feeling that would be very, very bad and you pretty much discredit a lot of things. So anyways, that's my ask of you, is that you will study on your own, do the best you can, and have integrity as you go through this whole process, and make sure that you are being honest about the way you're taking the test, and be honest about the work being your own. So beginning on Wednesday, March 25th, that's this Wednesday, it says you can attend free live AP review courses delivered by AP teachers from across the country. It says these are optional. They're mobile friendly, so you can do them on your devices. It says you can do it alongside any work that your teacher gives you. It says they will be made available on demand, so you can access them at any time. So if you can't watch it live, you can watch it later. It says they will focus on reviewing the skills and concepts from the first 75% of the course. So again, that's units 1 through 7, not including all that stuff in that, not including all of this stuff from unit 8 over here. All right, only units 1 through 7. It says there will also be supplementary lessons covering the final 25% of the course. So if you wanted to go back and do some of those things from unit 8 that they won't be reviewing, you can look at those supplementary lessons. So here are 3 dates they've come out with. It says we'll be adding more soon. So I'll try to update you as I find out more about that as well. But if you scroll down to math and computer science, and then right here for calculus AB, their 3 dates are right here. So Wednesday, March 25th, Thursday, March 26th, and Friday, March 27th from 2 to 2:45. So these are 45-minute sessions. Eastern time, I believe that's ET Eastern time, not extraterrestrial. Eastern time, I should have looked this up before. I believe that's the East Coast, which is 3 hours ahead of us. So if it's 2 to 2:45 Eastern time, then that would be at 11 a.m. our time. So plan to jump onto those. I'll try to jump onto those as well. Wednesday, March 25th, 26th, and 27th at 11 a.m. our time. And these are what they're going to be covering. So good for you guys. This is actually what we just did. So even though we just did it, I think it would be very helpful for you to jump on while these are going on and watch them, so that you guys can get another teacher explaining it as well. I think it will just further solidify what I already taught you, and it will hopefully answer some of the questions you still have about those things. So this is a good resource for us right now. And also it's spring break. So I know you're not expected to do anything for me, but just for your own personal learning, I would highly suggest jumping on these, because you have no other work for your other classes right now. You have all the time in the world to watch those as long as you are able to. So please, please, please watch those. And then if you're not able to watch them live, go back and watch them later, and it will help a lot. So I think that is all I wanted to talk about. Get rid of this little, how do I get rid of this? There we go. That is all I wanted to talk about. I hope that you guys are doing well. I hope that was informative if you weren't already aware of all of that information. And you can go online and look for some of the other courses that are going to be offered for your other AP tests that you're taking. And then spread the word. I know that this will go out to all of my AP Calculus classes, but there are a lot of your friends that might not be in my AP Calculus class who are taking other AP tests. So spread the word that this information will be helpful for them as well if they haven't already heard it from their AP teacher. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day and wonderful spring break. One of you guys so far asked for extra questions about practice stuff, so I'll send that out to that one person. And if anybody else wants some as well, please reach out and I will send stuff to you as well. All right, take care, you guys. Thinking about you, and I hope you have a restful spring break.